Bengals win.
Yeah! Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Hooday, Bengals fans. This is the Bengals Pulse, the heartbeat of your Cincinnati Bengals. Mon's here. Jake will be joining us just in a minute. Joe Flacco digs into the fountain of youth and puts on a hell of a performance and leads the Cincinnati Bengals to a 33-31 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Would have been a little bit nicer if we would have dominated and kind of blown them out, but a win's a win. Money Mac is back, and I'll take it. Mon, first thoughts?
Yeah, I'll take it too. And Jake is in. You want to pop him up?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't look like he's
was
ready
a
yet. We'll wait till he's ready.
it was a 2024. It was a 2024 Bengals. All these unbelievable endings. This one obviously was a win for us, but that second half was crazy. And let's talk about the good, but unfortunately, we got to talk about the bad too. The defense got to
Let's
get
not
better
talk
there.
about the bad just yet. Let's talk about the good before we get there. We're gonna bring Jake in, but we gotta start off with the good. And there's Jake. Welcome to the Pulse, Jake. Let's
Hooray!
let's
Hell
go.
yes!
Let's fucking go, Joe. 17 and Joe. I don't care what Joe is back there. Joe Montana, Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow. Get us to the Super Bowl. We haven't missed much. Mon, talk about this run game tonight because I know we've been talking about it for so long.
Love it.
Talk about this run game and how that impacted the game.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to pull up the final stats and see. It was great. I mean, we haven't won in 4 weeks. Our offense comes out. I think we scored on 5 consecutive possessions. The offense looked unbelievable. Quarterback that signed 8 days ago comes in. I think did he throw 4 touchdown passes or 3?
He threw 3,
Um,
31 of
Yeah,
47.
3 touchdown passes, and it was all set up by the running game. You
Yeah.
run the ball, good things happen. You run the ball, good things happen. You run the ball, good things happen. All right. And I salute them. I salute them for doing it. I hope it continues because they're going to have to do that because this defense is still a work in progress. It's a work in
yeah.
progress. It's going to be that all year. They got to run the ball. They have to play like this on offense.
For sure. We got a first super chat. Joey option. Let's talk about that. Joe Flacco on the read option, calling his own number. Nobody would have ever thought that. That was beautiful. What did you
That
guys
was a
think of that
Ryan
play?
Finley play.
That was a Ryan
Yeah,
Finley play. That's what I was going to. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's the Ryan Finley play. That's just read option. I mean, it's a great play. I'm a little pissed that they only ran it one time on that drive, but we could talk about all that here later. Joe, listen, let me tell you, this is why Mike Tomlin was so pissed off at Cleveland. This is why. This is why Mike Tomlin ripped Cleveland about making this trade in the division at this time because he knows the only team that can beat him is the Cincinnati Bengals in this division, and he knows that Joe Flacco is that guy. But I mean, Mon and I have been talking about this, guys. You have to run the football. And for all of you guys who feel like, the Bengals can sit back there and drop, you can throw the football 40-something times if you run for 142 on the ground. Bengals average 6 yards a carry. As great as Joe Flacco played, which was absolutely lights out, this Bengals running game was so huge tonight, guys. It was huge. 23 for 142. They didn't rush for a touchdown, but they didn't have to. There was always that threat, and man, Joe Flacco is just one of a kind. This is why I wanted him. This is why we needed him. Man, oh man, what a hell of a game. We got a super chat here. Josh Johnson, thank you so much, Josh, man. Wow, I don't even know what to say.
You are right. We did need this.
We did need this, right?
You're dead on, buddy. We appreciate that so much.
Yeah.
Man, Josh,
We needed
What a
this.
win. The
Now,
whole
Mon
fan
can
base
go get
needed
some
it.
Dockers there.
Josh, that hits the feels, man. We really appreciate that, buddy. Woo. Okay, I feel discombobulated. I forgot what it's like for the Bengals to win. How about let's talk about this, guys? How crazy is this that Jamar Chase has 16 for 161 and a touchdown. And it's not the Joe that we thought would break that record of completions to Jamar. It's the other Joe Flacco. Man, oh man, let's talk about that, because Jamar Chase, he just
Sorry, Eric.
oh my God.
You're fine.
Go ahead.
No.
Let's
No,
talk about guys.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just this team drives me freaking bonkers, man. I'm so happy. And the whole second half, I'm like, what the hell? What the heck? And then they answered, though. They answered on offense. They answered. The defense gave up big plays. Steelers came down, played smash mouth football, but they answered. And it's amazing. And we have a special guest, guys. You got to bring him
Yeah,
up.
we got a special guest. It's late at night, and it's such a big thing. We're gonna bring him in. Welcome in, Zim. What the hell?
Flacco is him. Flacco is him.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
my God. Hey, bro, I was watching the game.
Why are you whispering? I don't like.
He's got kids
like,
asleep, Jake. He's
I
got
know,
kids asleep.
I know
Everybody-
why he's whispering. I don't like the Zim whisper.
Bro, my wife is going to kill me. Listen, she's going to kill me. She's going to kill me. I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. I'm sleeping on the couch with you boys. Listen to me. I was watching this game and I was streaming. I told the boys, I said, man, this dude, I feel like I'm watching Burrow right now.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I know you don't get that long improvising and stuff, but Flacco is him. I see how you want to bowl. Shout out to the offensive line. Shout out to DJ Turner. Like, special shout out to the offensive line. The defense, I'm going to cook the hell out of them tomorrow because they were awful in the second half of that football game. I cannot believe that they sold like that. Zac Taylor, at the end of the game, why didn't you run the ball with the guy that's running for 10 yards a carry? Like, hello?
Yeah.
But a win is a win. Ask the Steelers about when the Patriots fumbled 4 times. They're not going to be apologetic for none of that crap. They're just going to tell you that they're the best team ever. And da-da-da. But I just had to come by and tell y'all, I love y'all. It's who they to the end of me. And my wife's going to kill me, but I did it for you guys. And I'm going to be on Twitter while you guys hold it down here. If you guys are watching the show right now, please make sure y'all subscribe. Retweet. We got a contest going on for a free jacket for Cincinnati or whatever. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, I got receipts that are going to burn a hole in my fucking pocket.
Yeah.
These Steelers are talking like they're talking like it was Lynch Swan running out the tunnel. This boy's got washed up Ramsey. Where was TJ Watt? Lynch put his ass in a box. All right, I'm sorry. All right, good night. See y'all later.
You got them CDS receipts. Who did?
Thanks, bud. Hey, listen.
Hey, we got a flurry of.
Let's get the super chats. Let's knock out.
Yeah, we have a flurry of super chats to catch up on. So, first one, Andrew Dunk says, "Old man Joe, ibuprofen and icy hot on me."
Thanks, Andrew. We appreciate it, man.
And Bermuda Bengal says, "Isn't it amazing playing under center? Sometimes Zach Burrow. Look at what the running game will do for your passing game." Yeah, I mean, I love those plays under center. I don't know why Joe Burrow can't get more comfortable with it.
So true.
Dolores says she's got $2 on that icy hot for a 12-yard run. And then Mike Wayne says Geno Stone might be the worst safety in the league, worst safety in Bengals history.
Yes.
I'm not disagreeing. I mean, this game shouldn't have been 31-30, but
this is what my son does now, 6'7" or so. I don't
oh
know.
Lord.
But it's kind of like Nick Scott, Geno Stone. I mean, it's a close one. It's like, yeah. But he's right up there with the worst, for sure.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the negatives too much, though. Let's talk about some of that early on the defense made some plays. Jordan Battle had a nice interception, and DJ Turner had one of the plays of the year. I will give Stone an assist on it because Stone's hit helps that ball bobble into DJ Turner's arms, and he gets his feet down and his knee down and gets a great interception.
Oh yeah.
And talk about some of those turnovers in the first half and how they really, I feel like they changed the game because I feel like we stole momentum from them.
Go ahead, Mon.
No, it flipped the game because it could have easily gotten out of hand. I know you don't want to talk negative, but it could have easily gotten out of hand. The
Easily.
turnovers were huge. The turnovers
Easily.
were huge. And DJ Turner, that one on the sideline was just stunning, unbelievable. And Kirk Herbstreit was saying he's one of the best ones in the league right now, the way he's playing.
Yeah.
He's one of our legit superstars now. I mean, I don't
He is.
maybe superstar is a little heavy, but he's one of our legit
On
stars.
defense, Mon, he's a superstar, right? For us.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
On our
yeah.
defense. Yeah.
But those turnovers played a big part. The pressure was really inconsistent. We couldn't generate any pressure. I'm just dumbfounded because the Steelers, everybody has talked about it. Every preview show for this game, they talk about them playing with 6 offensive linemen, sometimes 7.
Yeah.
And they're playing unbalanced lines. And, I just wish, I don't think our staff countered like they should have. Maybe I would have activated another defensive tackle to counter it on the game day roster. But we overcome it. Some of the interceptions I did notice pressure caused those throws. So if you could pressure Aaron Rodgers, he'll take those risky throws. But hey, they made some keep stops in the first half. Things changed in the second. But man, Joe Flacco, and he is just. I think
unreal.
During the telecast, Kirk Herbstreit said that this guy's pulse rate is like 45 right now.
He's unreal, dude.
He doesn't look stressed at all. And the offensive line did play well. I know they gave up a sack really late.
Yeah.
Yes, hats off to them. Mims really played well tonight.
And they gave up 2 sacks tonight, right? But let's talk about. We do need to talk about Joe Flacco and as a coach watching this game, watching Joe Flacco maneuver the pocket is like. It's like it almost needs to be filmed and shown to every quarterback in the world. He is so good at maneuvering inside of it. Like it's almost like so natural for him.
Well, it's like this, Jake. He's too slow to do it wrong. Some of these quarterbacks that are fast kind of get kind of loosey goosey with it, but he can't make the wrong moves, and he doesn't. He goes where he's supposed to, and he takes a sack when he needs to take a sack. It is phenomenal.
Let's talk about this offense tonight because we have been so hard on this offense. Joe Flacco comes in his 8th day as a Bengal. He's already played 2 games, which is crazy in itself that this is his 8th day. And it's just insane to me. It's just insane to me that what Joe Flacco did tonight. The Bengals had 470 total yards against this Pittsburgh defense. 328 through the air, 142 on the ground. Just unbelievable numbers, guys. They were 7 of 14 on 3rd down. So they were 50% on 3rd down. They were 1 for 1, 100% on 4th down. 27 first downs for this Bengals offense, guys, averaging 6.7 yards a play. Just an unbelievable and time of possession, Mon, which we always talk about. The Bengals almost 10 minutes more with the ball than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, if you could write up a script for this game, it would be this, right? It would be this, the Bengals running the football, although we will talk about our defense and how shitty they were the second half. The Steelers actually ran for more yards than us. But the Bengals run for 142 on the ground, and they in some way they do control the clock. Now, obviously, our defense giving up big plays to Pat Freiermuth is just inexcusable. But the Bengals do control the clock in this game and do a really good job of it, Mon, something we haven't seen in a very long time out of this offense.
Yeah, it's a good thing they did because things were really getting a little ugly there in the second half. But running the ball was so refreshing because, we haven't seen a Bengals running game like that in a long time. We haven't. And like I said, it was refreshing. And you look, the Steeler defense, they have a lot of star players there. They were confused. They were all over the place. They were actually worried about the run game.
They were.
So, when you have elite wide receivers and you got Yoshi, he did have a drop today, but he made some key plays. Noah Fant showed up. We have a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
when you have to legitimately worry about a rushing attack, it throws things off, and that leads to 470 yards total offense.
Yeah.
So, I will say this. I'm going to talk about the Steelers a little bit. They have 6 offensive linemen playing most of the game, and they got a 300-pound tight end. How many times did Aaron Rodgers just pitch the ball over to his running back and he just took off running?
They ran the same play like 5 or 6 plays in a row. Bengals couldn't stop it.
And well, like Herbstreit said, and Al Michaels, it's like 1,200 pounds of humans over there just blocking.
Yeah.
And it's very simplistic, but the Bengals really struggled. And I actually get why. I mean, that they were outweighed and outmuscled there, but hey, we found a way to win. And hopefully they take notes and they're going to see that offense again and they can counter it.
All right. Well, again, go
we
ahead.
got some super chats. Let me get to these super chats.
Super chats.
Before we do, appreciate we've got almost 600 people in the room. For those that are watching on X, come over to YouTube and watch us on there. For those that are on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Follow us on X and TikTok and everywhere we're at Cincinnati Pod, at the Bengals Pulse. We got some catching up on super chats
Please
here. Brucey
follow.
B.
Please subscribe. We beg you. Please subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, I think we try and put on as much content as we can. We listen to our fans. Yeah, every subscriber helps. Every follower helps. It's our hobby. We're out here doing it for you, but the more people we can get involved, the more things we can do. Brucey B, thanks for the super chat. He says, if I yelled that loud in my house after 10 p.m., my wife would send me to the basement for the rest of the night. They might send us to the basement in Florida, and we don't have basements. So a good thing we've got our own little man caves here. And you got another one from Berserk07 says, Houday, I so thought they would block that kick at the end. I didn't feel it tonight. When Herbstreit tried to jinx us and say we were going to lose 31-30, I just didn't have the feeling tonight. I believed. And you know what makes me believe, guys? Money Mac is fucking back.
Yeah, he's
He
back.
isn't. He only kick he's missed this year. He was the 67-yarder and the one at the 58-yarder at the end of the game yesterday. What's the 3 for? I'm getting kicked out.
3 weeks in a row, 3 F-bombs by Eric.
Hey, you dropped him too, so I'm
not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just a beat up, battered Bengal fan. I was thinking it's going to get blocked. It's going to get blocked.
No,
listen. Kurt Herbstreit, as much as we don't want to admit to it, what Kurt Herbstreit said, I'm sure all of us at one point were like, when Freiermuth crossed the goal line, I'm sure all of us were like, we're going to lose this game 31-30.
See, that's where you guys differ from me, because when he crossed the goal line, I said, oh, they left Flacco too much time. I absolutely said they left us too much time. You can ask Austin. They left us too much time. That is how you have to watch a game, Jake. You're going to be negative after, but that's how you have to watch a game. We have more super chats here to get to. Ashantio826 says Mike Tomlin is heading to Cleveland to egg Andrew Berry's house. What a game, Houday. I hope so.
That's a good one.
And I think Andrew Berry knew what he was doing. And then we got one more from Henry. Lots of sevens in there. Metcalf had more tackles than TJ. O-line holds. The O-line held when they need to held. And Flacco got out of the way when he needed to get out of the way. And he threw it away when he needed to throw it away.
Yeah, so you're gonna have 2 former Cleveland quarterbacks throwing for 6 touchdown passes this weekend. So
you're right, with Baker too. I think you have to look at this too, and we're going to talk about the defense in just a minute. But really, a lot of teams right now, I'm sure, are looking at this, watching this game, thinking, "Oh shit, I cannot believe the Cleveland Browns gave the Bengals Joe Flacco." I mean, seriously, and I'm not just saying that as a homer, but he just absolutely makes this offense look like it's supposed to look. And we talked about this, guys, on the preview show. This was such a big win because, again, they've lost 4 games. 3 of those are NFC teams, right? So when it comes down to the tiebreakers that are going to come down to the end, because listen, the AFC is not as good as it's been in the past. This playoff picture is going to come down to tiebreakers at the end, right? these AFC wins, these next couple AFC games that the Bengals are very winnable for the Bengals are going to be huge wins, guys, huge. And now you got the Jets and the Bears on deck. Those are very winnable games. This team could easily be 5-4 going into the bye now. Yes, Mom.
Let me read a tweet from Albert Breer. He goes, the Bengals have home games against the Jets and Bears next, then their bye. Their next road game is a month from tonight.
Yep.
They could be 5-4 going into the Pittsburgh game on November 16. Getting Joe Burrow back with a shot at the playoffs is possible.
Yep. 100%.
He also follows up with, and if you have Burrow in January, anything is possible.
And, in Joe Burrow, you could see Joe Burrow on the sideline, especially after the win. You could see the relief on his face because I do think, guys, I think Joe Burrow is coming back. Like, I really do believe that. I think Joe Burrow feels like he has an opportunity to play football. Let's flip it over before we forget to talk about it. Let's talk about the defense because
do we have to? We don't have to. We could just be positive all night. We can talk about the defense next show.
Let me say this, and I text this, guys. I text this to you. According to the Next Gen Stats, I text you guys this. I don't know. I text so much shit. I don't know when I text this, but
90% of them say this defense is trash. Fire Zac Taylor.
Well,
hey,
I mean,
before you get to that, we got a spike. We're over 700 people in the room there. So thank you guys for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on X. Go ahead, Jake.
So this is going into, I believe this was going into, was it going into the fourth quarter? I think this was going into the fourth quarter because you responded, don't give these fools the ball back. So it must have been in the fourth quarter I text this. So I think this was about 5 or 6 minutes left in the game. The Next Gen Stats had the Bengals already with 15 missed tackles, which was the most of any team this year. And listen to this, guys. The Steelers had 115 yards after those missed tackles. That has to be fixed. The missed tackles, that cannot happen. I mean, sometimes the blown coverages and shit happens, but missing 15 tackles, guys, that's crazy. I mean, that's almost like you don't see teams doing that in a 4 or 5 game span. The Bengals did it in 3.5 quarters. 15 missed tackles, 115 yak yards, yards after contact for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's atrocious. And that was before the Pat Freiermuth 68-yard touchdown catch. That can't happen. If this team is going to go to the playoffs, Al Golden has got to get this team tackling, and you just can't keep sitting. He keeps benching people, right? Demetrius Knight gets benched tonight. Logan Wilson gets benched. You can't just bench people. You got to fix the problem, right? You got to fix the issue. Benching people just because it happens doesn't fix the problem. Demetrius Knight missed a lot of tackles tonight, but he didn't miss them all, right?
No, he didn't. But listen, the problem is this: the stat you read is it's emblematic of the Bengal defense. It was that way last year. 15 mixed. That's 100 miss. That's 100 hidden yards that aren't really hidden.
Yeah.
That's 100 yards Steelers shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Okay. And guys, I mean, I know we want to be positive here, but I got to say something. We saw enough of Geno Stone last year.
Nice.
And all three of us here, everybody that's all 822 people that are watching us live, we got to be real. The last 5 games last year, we won. I'm glad. We were in the playoff hunt. We played 4 backup quarterbacks in that 5-game span.
Yeah.
Geno Stone had a spike in play against a couple quarterbacks that aren't even playing in the league.
Yes.
Okay. And I just want people to know something. We got to be real. I know we're homers inside. I was never a Geno Stone guy after last year. I saw enough.
Yeah.
I said it in the pregame show. He's not athletic. He takes bad angles. Yeah, he's laid a couple hard hits this year. He's not known as a tackler. We can be better. Listen, if Burton isn't going to be active, if McKinley Jackson's not going to be active, the trade deadline's in 3 weeks. 2 weeks. Hey, man, see if you can get a pick. See if you can get a safety on somebody's roster that has upside. You can still make your roster better this year.
Yeah.
We have to be better in the back end, guys. We got to. Some of those big explosive plays today is because of the play of the back end. But
Listen, second and 20, Geno Stone gives up the 68-yard touchdown, right? Terrible angle. Just and Herbstreit's trying to be nice, but he basically wants to rip him. And didn't you guys love, because Herbstreit, obviously from Cincinnati, a big Reds fan, he's also a Bengals fan, and you could see he was trying to hide it. He was
he
trying to
didn't want to say it. But you know what? I mean, I want to say one last thing. I'm sorry. Remember, the Bengals asked Geno Stone to take a pay cut this year,
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
and he took a pay cut.
And we wanted him to go get Justin Simmons or any other safety out there, and he took a
Anyone.
pay cut.
Well, and
Listen,
guys, I'm going to tell you,
he's a donkey on our defense. He's a donkey.
He gave up the 3rd and 18. Go back and watch the film.
Yeah.
He completely misplayed the 3rd and 18 that Pat Fryermuth scored on. I really think they weren't even calling plays. I think Pat Fryermuth was in a huddle saying, "Aaron, I'm just going to go find where 22 is and throw me the ball," because both of those big play touchdowns to Pat Fryermuth, 3rd and 18, 2nd and 20, both of them on Geno Stone. He is, if you're going to bench Cam Taylor-Britt and you're going to bench Logan Wilson and you're going to bench Demetrius Knight, you've got to bench Geno Stone. He is the worst player on our defense. How is he still playing? Makes no sense.
So we got some more super chats in here and some comments. I think I saw Yash in here at 5 a.m. Is that right? Shout out if that's the case. That's dedication.
Right.
We think we're up late, and that's dedication. I think we had another
That
super
coffee
chat
ready in
here.
London.
Yeah. So this is not a super chat, but I
Oh, we
wanted
do
to
have
just
more.
well, we do have more, but I wanted to address this. Saying we can't get ahead of ourselves. How do you get to defense to generate pressures? I do think, and sucks that this is the only way we generate pressure, but Trey Hendrickson is not going to be out all year. He should be back next week against the Jets, and I do think Trey Hendrickson is a lot of pressure himself, but if you add him on the other side of Shamar Stewart didn't do a lot tonight, but just having Trey Hendrickson on the other side is absolutely going to open some things up for him. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Yeah, I just wanted, there's going to have to be an asterisk on this. All right. The Steelers played with 6 offensive linemen at least 60, 70% of their snaps.
Yep.
The Bengals were rushing 3, 4 players sometimes against 6 players.
And a 300-pound tight end. Let's put that in there. He's bigger than their offensive lineman.
They were really unbalanced on their offensive line, and it was hurting our ends. Guys, Joseph Osai has flashed. Stewart's a rookie. Miles Murphy has a sack this year. When Trey Hendrickson comes back, he is our pass rush. The guys just got to keep on playing. All those guys I mentioned before Trey Hendrickson, they got to keep on playing because they're going to get better. They're going to get better. And I think by the last 5 or 6 games of the year, we'll see guys generating, being a little more consistent. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to jump ahead. We got to play the Steelers again, and we got to figure out this wonky offensive line situation of theirs, because I'm telling you, man, it really gave us fits tonight. It really did.
Yeah.
Well, our D-line play. Well, let me say this real quick, and I know we got to get a super chats, but again, we talked about this, and this was one of our keys to the game on our pregame. If you guys watched, we are not generating any pass rush at all. There is no pass rush to be found. Shamar Stewart looked awful tonight. He got juked out by a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. He looked terrible tonight. He was running around in circles, turning his back to the play, just terrible play by Shamar Stewart. Somebody has got to step up, and we didn't see it. We did not sack Aaron Rodgers one time tonight, and there's a couple of times we pressured him, but man, oh man, the Bengals got to find a way to get to the quarterback. They got to find a way, because Trey Hendrickson, I mean, if we're counting on him doing it all the time, I don't see how that's successful.
Yeah, so we'll get to the super chats here. I did just see we had a lot of great performances tonight, but Prime Video gave Chase Brown the player of the game, which he was. I mean, it's a great impact. We talk about the run game, but I don't know how you don't give that to Jamar Chase. 16 catches, 160 yards.
And and Chase Brown had a terrible drop, guys.
Oh, that would have been at least 35
If
yards.
Chase Brown catches that ball, this game might not come down to the end because the Bengals are up another score, right? I mean, that's at least a 30, 40-yard gain if he catches that ball.
At least he might break it for more. So we're almost 1,000 people in here. So a couple more super chats. The Bermuda Bengal, Joe threw purposely that bomb to Yoshi, then pointed. It does feel like a similar Joe there when he makes those plays and he makes those throws. Another one from the Bermuda Bengal, and this one, I think I know everybody's opinion here, but I'll give mine first. Serious question: if Flacco is playing like this, do we go back to a recovering Burrow later on? I think you go back to Burrow no matter what. But if
It's a great
Flacco was
question.
playing like that,
It's a great
and he's
question.
got the hot hand, I mean, if he continues to play like this, we might not be talking about, oh, we need to get to 7 wins before Joe comes back. We could be sitting at 8 or 9 wins already if he plays like this. So then, yeah, that is a serious question because why would you rush Joe Burrow back? You could continue to roll with Flacco and pull him at the half if you
Yeah.
needed. Go ahead, Mon.
Well, I want to say this. You know what we don't talk enough about? Remember years ago, Carson Palmer didn't play his first year. He had a veteran in John Kitna that mentored him. Joe
Yep.
Burrow has never had a true vet, proven player on his roster that
Nope.
mentored him. I know Joe Burrow's a 5-year vet, 6-year vet. He's played a lot of football. He's played in the Super Bowl and 2 AFC championship games. He doesn't need to be mentored anymore. Well, guess what? He's got an 18-year vet that, Joe can learn from still.
Yeah.
And I think having Flacco on the roster is going to make Joe Burrow a better quarterback when he's healthy. If Joe is healthy, I think you got to play him. You got to play him.
And we said this. Sorry, we said this before. Flacco's got to be our backup for the next 2 years, as long as he wants to play. Vet minimum guy, basically. He's got to stay. There's no way.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, why wouldn't you? You have, he talked about it, Kurt Herbstreit, I guess they interviewed him, before the game. And Joe Flacco said, you see Jamar and T, you see them on TV, but you don't realize how good they are. And he's in heaven right now. I mean, think about what Flacco has had to throw to in his career. And you give him these two weapons who are top, Jamar is the best in the league. T is top 10. But by the way, between the two of them tonight, 22 catches for 257 yards and 2 touchdowns between those two. 257 yards between T and Jamar. Joe Flacco he's in absolute quarterback heaven right now, getting to throw to those two players. And there's no doubt that Joe Flacco, if Zac is the head coach next year, he would be absolutely nuts. And let's to not sign Flacco. Let's give Zac a little bit of credit because we've been really hard on him, doingly so. But besides, I think that one drive I talked about where we didn't run any run plays to have them use their timeouts. Very, very, very well called game by Zac Taylor tonight. The Bengals offense looked really good, going under center, play action, running the football. So again, Zac, I'm hard on you when you're bad, but I'm going to give you props because you called a good game tonight, dude. You really did.
Yeah, there were a few moments. I still argue over that challenge because he won the challenge. They changed the spot, but they still considered it an unsuccessful challenge. But I think he made the right calls we needed to make them. Guys, we got over 1,100 people in here. Thank you to everybody for joining. We are all excited.
You guys are
We are back on the victory train. Go ahead, Mon.
Eric and Jake, what if Zac Taylor threw the challenge flag and said, "Hey, I'm not challenging the first down, but your mark is incorrect. I'm challenging the mark."
That's all he had to say. I'm challenging the
did.
spot of the ball.
He did.
He didn't. If he would have said that, he would have kept his timeout.
It would have been a successful challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't, and that's definitely a fault. That's a fault on Zac.
We have to find one thing to yell at about Zac tonight.
I know.
He did a good job. He did a good job tonight.
We have been really hard on him, and he called an absolute gem. Again, the only thing I guess you could. I guess you could argue that, hey, he put the ball in Flacco's hands, but I still think you got to run the ball a couple times, get him to use a couple timeouts. But I do. I loved the game that Zach called today. And again, Zach, like I said, I know you're watching, Zac Taylor. Kudos to you. That was a hell of a call game. Now I just need you to teach Al Golden how to call an actual professional defensive game and not a college one. Please teach Al. Please, your neighbors, go next door tonight. Bar some sugar.
Sleepover, sleepover time. Get out the PJs.
I was a little alarmed the first 15 minutes because it's a primetime game in Cincinnati. You can see the Bengal fans were there. They didn't sell their tickets, at least, and it was a true whiteout. And the stadium looked amazing. It was loud. They were flat. Guys, they were flat the first 15 minutes. And I don't know, they were tight. They were a little nervous. And that is coaching. You got to get your team ready and everything like that. But that light bulb came on. That turnover did it. That turnover, the interception by Battle.
Yeah.
And
big play.
we want them to be loose. Every year we know this. They lose a game they have no business losing. We can't have that this year.
No, we can't.
Okay. We don't have that margin of error. We got to win these. We got to win our next game. It's one game at a time.
Yeah.
We got to get ready for the Jets.
Yeah, you got to take over. You got to take on the Jets, the Bears, and the Patriots. The Patriots might not be a game that we're supposed to win because they're looking good this year. Those three, you absolutely have to go out there and get.
Don't you guys feel right now like you watched that game tonight? Don't you feel? I mean, there's definitely hope, right? I mean, and rebellions are built on hope. I think Joe Flacco. And he's just so cool, man. Like he's sitting on the sideline, he's sitting on the bench. He just throws his third touchdown. He's like smiling, and he fucking, what I mean. I think he really, man. I just can't believe the Cleveland Browns traded him to us. I'm just in awe. I'm like Mike Tomlin. I don't understand it. Like, I mean, thank God it's the Browns, right? They just find a way to just piss on an open fire. But
one of the and did you see? You said this before we got Flacco, but Flacco has never thrown to receivers like this. And to see his look on his face when Jamar actually dropped
funny.
one,
that
was like that just solidified exactly what you said. He's in awe of these wide receivers, and to see him drop one, he was shocked. NFL Plus just put this stat out there. This and Zim went off on this too, but this Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, 1, 2, blah blah blah. It's really in my opinion, it's hands down Jamar Chase. But Jamar Chase joins Hall of Famers Jerry Rice and Randy Moss as only the three players in NFL history with 6,000 plus receiving yards and 50 plus receiving touchdowns in their first 5 career seasons. I mean, he's doing Hall of Fame stuff, and he makes it look easy, guys. I thought that one-handed catch, when we were starting that last drive, or the second to last drive, I thought he was going to catch that just because it's Jamar Chase, and it was damn close.
Let's again. We are so hard on this front office, and it's deserving 100%. But I do think you have to look at Dalton Reisner, Noah Fant, and Joe Flacco. And you have to look at those three pickups. Those three guys are making a very big impact on this football team. So again, deservingly so. We're hard on that front office because they are awful 99% of the time. But I do think they need a little bit of credit because Reisner, he played great tonight. Noah Fant, 4 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown. He has looked the part. And then obviously Joe Flacco just looks unreal out there. He looks like he's just on another level. Again, this Pittsburgh defense came in as pretty highly rated, and Joe Flacco just lit him up. I mean, I don't know what to say.
So we had a over/under before in our pregame show. Defensive passes interferences on Joey Porter. I don't think we hit the We
We were
didn't hit the
two. We
over,
had two.
but he had two, but Jalen Ramsey also had two. So
Yeah.
I think I don't know. We probably could take a victory because they got four called against them. And you know what? Joey Porter had three, and they didn't call that one on Jamar when he was or was on T when he was down there near the end zone. We had to settle for a field goal. Should have had three. The
People
refs let him off on that one.
they talked about it during the telecast. Kirk Herbstreit and Al Michaels. The Steelers went out and they drafted a lot of cornerbacks. They signed Slay, they signed Ramsey, and they said the reason why was the counter Chase and Higgins.
Yeah.
So I get it. There's
Didn't
pros
work.
and cons of spending all this money on the wide receivers when you have other lacking spots with the Bengals. But they've changed rosters on other teams. They're so
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah.
they played really well tonight. But
So Barrett, let's talk about defensive stats real
Well,
quick.
I want you guys, before you go into stats, before you talk about anybody else, I want you guys to talk about DJ Turner and how awesome he looked tonight. Give him his flowers. Go to his stats first because we have to talk. We got to spend at least 5 minutes on DJ Turner.
I'll be right back.
On DK Metcalf, wide receiver that has what, 6, 7 inches on him? Oh, 6, 7. And yeah, there you go, Ryder. He still held him in check. Well,
Yeah.
with the exception of that one catch, which was just a great throw and a great catch. Go
Well,
ahead, Jake.
we talked about. Well, actually, I think this was. I think I said right. I think I said play him in man against DK. This
Well, look
guy.
at this. Look at
um,
this guy.
Autographed, baby. Autographed.
You need a. Why is that not in a frame? We need to frame that now. That's
Thank you,
framing
ladies.
material
Certificate
now.
of authenticity.
No, I think DJ Turner right now is playing at an elite. He's playing at the level that we were expecting Cam Taylor-Britt, which, by the way, we haven't even talked about that Cam Taylor-Britt wasn't even suited up for this game. DJ Ivy makes the play at the end of the game, which, by the way, Aaron Rodgers is the only quarterback in the NFL. When his team lines up for a Hail Mary, I am still shitting my pants. Like, I cannot – the dude is unreal. Like, he almost – that ball was – I don't think you realize how close that was to DK Metcalf's hands when DJ Ivy knocked it down. But I think back to DJ Turner, I think that his thing, and when you have a corner like Sauce Gardner and all those guys that you can just say, you know what, we're going to put this guy on the other team's best receiver and let him follow him around all night. I think that's where they are with DJ Turner. I think DJ Turner has become the guy that we all thought Cam Taylor-Britt would be. And it's really exciting to see because, this is one of those draft picks by the Bengals that is starting to pay off dividends. DJ Turner is, I know Herbstreit used the word elite, but he's definitely becoming one of those guys on our defense that you would put up there with the Trey Hendricksons making those plays in those kind of moments. And the interception on DK Metcalf, don't forget, right? The score is 14-10. Steelers are driving down for at least a field goal and ends up being a 6-point swing. And that swing, guys, was the difference in the football game, right? So DK Metcalf, we've seen him in his history with the Bengals, and the Bengals have actually held him down for the most part as much as you could. DJ Turner, guys, I'm going to tell you, the play before we gave up the 3rd and 18 touchdown that Geno Stone gave up, which by the way, I know a couple of people in here said it was a bad defensive call. The boundary receiver was in the flats. Like, the corner did what he was supposed to do. Geno Stone's got to roll over the top of that. So bad call or not, Geno Stone got beat. But the play before that, guys, DJ Turner was on DK Metcalf on the boundary and read that little hitch, that little, we call it a stick route. He read that stick route and came and broke it down. That's a hard play to make. I mean, running from the boundary to the seam and making that play, I'm telling you guys, DJ Turner's on another level right now. He is for real. He's
Well,
legit.
and he was playing like this last year before he got injured. Mon, what are your thoughts on DJ Turner's rise?
I love it. He was playing great. He got hurt in that there was a Charger game. He got hurt because remember he was making plays
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
He's a little slight, guys. I just that's the only thing I worry about. He's not a big guy. You saw him bounce off a couple players today. He
He
tried
plays
to.
big though.
Listen, he has courage. He's not afraid.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to come up and tackle people or attempt to tackle. It's just he's not a big guy, but I'm glad he's on our team. I think if he stays healthy, I mean he could be a top 10 cornerback in the NFL. And plus, I want to frame his jersey. So I love this play. I just wanted to say something. I was trying to go back for a few minutes. A lot of Zac Taylor apologists are coming at me because I've been pretty critical of him on social media, and they're flexing. Hey man, enjoy the flex. So am I.
Yeah.
Again, like I say, if you guys that know that I'm critical of Zac Taylor, if you think I'm unhappy about a win, you're crazy. It's not about winning a take or winning an argument. I want to win. I want to win, and he deserves credit tonight. Flex all you want. I'm happy with the win. I'm with you.
I think flex, yes, but let's not look past the fact that Zac Taylor was the one that was still running Jake Browning out every week. So let's not. Again, I gave Zac a lot of credit tonight. And I'm very happy about it. I want Zac to succeed, of course.
Yeah, we all do.
I mean, I don't want the Bengals to lose, but I think we have to still be realistic about the fact that Zac Taylor is, he did a great job tonight, and I hope he has a lot of success. But Joe Flacco needs to be the one getting the cred tonight, because Joe Flacco, guys, again, just came from another team a week and a half ago and just threw for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns on prime time. So that was it. That was Zac Taylor doing that.
I want to give you a hot take. I want to give you a quick hot take.
Yeah.
Mini bye week. The Bengals are going to work out a lot of linebackers, safeties, and cornerbacks.
What about pass rushers?
You're gonna see a list of workouts, and they're going to sign a couple.
What about pass rusher, right? I mean, what about going out and getting a pass rusher? They have got to see how poor the pass rush is without Trey Hendrickson. If Trey Hendrickson's in that game, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the Steelers scored two touchdowns. Two more. I'm talking about 2 other touchdowns.
It was concerning today. It was. If they play the same way tonight against the Jets, the alarm bells will be, level 5. The Steelers were playing with extra offensive linemen tonight. I mean, you saw they even said it on the telecast. They're going to announce this guy's eligible, and then that's not even talking about the tight end. The tight end's 300 pounds. So you're rushing 4 against literally 7 offensive linemen. You're not going to get there.
I got a stat that just popped up for you from Greg Harvey on X. Joe Flacco with the Bengals, 550 plus passing yards, 5 plus passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 60 plus completions, 65% plus completion percentage. No player in history has ever done that on their first 2 starts with an NFL team, let alone the fact that he's done it with only being here for 10 days.
Yeah, it's crazy
that is just phenomenal.
I want to go back real quick to the defense, and I want to talk about a play tonight. And this is how you know that Al Golden is way over his head. Like I know Al Golden is Zac Taylor's neighbor and all that, but man, hiring Al Golden is it was just a terrible decision. I mean, again, I feel like I think I text this to you guys. I feel like I owe Lou an apology. I mean, I feel like the defense is worse. The defense has gotten worse, which is hard to do. It was so bad last year. But I'm going to talk about a play right now as a coach, talking to you guys. We talked about pressuring and those kind of things. It's 3rd down and goal from the 7-8 yard line. They rush 3 against Aaron Rodgers and give him 8.6 seconds to throw the football. That's the most on one play that Aaron Rodgers has had since 2016. He had almost 9 seconds to throw the football on 3rd and goal because we're rushing 3. Al Golden does not belong in the NFL calling defense. He just doesn't. He's terrible. And again, you can see it with the defense's play, not tackling the football. It's just, man, I hope I'm wrong. But Al Golden tonight, I mean, Jesus.
He doesn't have the horses. He doesn't have enough players yet. He doesn't have enough players. I'm not happy with him either. But I think I don't think Lou had the players either. I mean, I don't want to say it again. I'll say it. Fuck it. I'll say it again. You lose Jesse Bates and you replace him with bums.
Yeah.
The defense hurt.
Yes.
DJ Reader is better than the defensive tackle that we have playing right now.
You can say that, Mon.
And DJ, I'm sorry, man. Like, BJ Hill's a solid pro. He's a rotational piece. He shouldn't be your starter.
Yeah.
He really shouldn't.
I'll give him credit for not sticking with guys when they're not performing. I know that feels like, we talked about this earlier. It might come off as you're giving up or you're trying to just go and develop young talent. To me, it comes off that he's going with whoever's going to be able to go out there and play, and he's going to keep benching people so that they know that you got to earn your spot until he gets a good rotation out there. The biggest criticism I have with him is dropping these defensive ends into coverage. We didn't see it that much tonight, but we did see it a couple times. I hate that, especially when it's Trey Hendrickson. When you got your best pass rusher dropping into coverage, he should never do that. If you're going to do it on the other side. But I think the rotation is what it is. I hope Mon's right. I hope they go out and they're doing some tryouts. I hope it's for a safety. Was Justin Simmons still out there, or did he pick up with the team?
I think he's still there.
I think
CJ Gardner-Johnson just left the Ravens. I mean, bring CJ in.
That's interesting. The problem is though, we need somebody that's had has had a training camp and been on a practice squad because they're practicing. If you get somebody that's not, it's going to take 3-4 weeks to get them up and running. Yeah. But I'm sure there's some names out there.
Tyson Anderson. Why don't we see him out there? Come on, guys. Like, Tyson Anderson is a special teams player of the year. Yeah. Something. But yeah, CJ Gardner-Johnson reached an agreement to be released by the Ravens, so I would give him a call. Actually, he's got family here in Brevard County. Maybe I'll tell him.
Bermuda. Put up Bermuda's next super chat. By the way, Bermuda, man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the super chats tonight, dude. Seriously, put it up there. That's hysterical.
Yeah. Al Golden is Wilson behind the fence. Tim Taylor's neighbor.
That is perfect.
If only we didn't. If he always held the thing up in front of his face, it would be perfect, and we never saw him.
That is perfect.
Oh, hey, guess what? Somebody's got AI skills now. We'll see what comes up for our next episode.
I can see him like just what is it? Just the hat, right? I can't remember. Was that Home Improvement?
It's just his eyes. Just his eyes.
Just his eyes. So he's like, "Hey, Zach, do you need a defense coordinator? I'm here." That kind of thing. Listen,
I got that covered.
This is why that would be really funny about it. This is why this game was so big, guys. Listen, the Bengals lose that football game. They're 3.5 out. They win it. They're 1.5 out. The Bengals are now 1.5 out. Listen to this. They play the Jets at home and the Bears at home before their bye. The Steelers' next 3 games before they play the Bengals: Green Bay, Indianapolis, and at the Chargers. That's the Steelers' next 3 games before they play the Bengals. This game tonight, guys, when I tell you it was big, it was huge because it very well could flip the entire script, and we could be looking at a showdown on November 16th. Just incredible. I mean, that is an incredible win tonight by the Cincinnati Bengals.
So before we get out of here, and man, we've got over 1,400 people in the room tonight. Thank you so much.
Incredible.
If you have a chance, please like this video, share it with your friends, and follow us on X and like and subscribe. But I want to talk about a couple plays that maybe weren't huge. Well, one of them was huge, but they weren't as noticed. but that Chase Brown run where he breaks it free and Jamar Chase gets out in front of him and springs him for another 10, maybe 12 yards. To me, that shows leadership. Jamar is really taking on that Joe Burrow role and really making this his team. What did you guys think of that play? I was just in love with it.
I was thinking the coaches are going to put that in every position group room and say, this is what hustling does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These young guys, these undrafted free agents, these first-year players, they're going to see the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL doing that little extra. It was a few extra yards, but it also is an attitude. Steelers knew right there, like, man, this guy's a real deal. And
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
for
very
sure.
Guys, you got to hear. You got to
young
listen.
players will notice it.
We haven't got to watch it yet. The after show, tonight. They obviously brought Joe Flacco out and Jamar Chase. I'm watching. I'm not listening to it. I'm watching it right now. Joe Flacco, Jamar Chase. They bring him out. Listen to what Joe Flacco says on the after show. He said, Joe Flacco. It's just talking it through what he says. Joe Flacco admits. Are you listening to this, Mon?
Yeah.
Joe Flacco admits a lot of play calls tonight he didn't understand when they were called in, but the zone read was impromptu. He did that on his own because the play broke down so quickly. Joe Flacco, the zone read play was impromptu by Joe
Love it.
Flacco.
Love
That's
it.
crazy.
What is it? What is he? A little Shane Falco? Is that what we got going on
He's a
here?
little
Little
Shane
Shane
Falco.
Falco wearing the 16. Look at
Yes.
Let's
this.
make sure we
Okay.
talk about this guy. Mark,
Yep.
we're going to
I got
talk
him.
about Mims.
I got him talked about next.
Mon's bringing all of his gear.
Do you have Mon's got things all over the wall, autographs. He's the Bengal Bids #1 supporter out there.
Yes.
Let's talk about Mims. I got one other play I want to talk about before we go out here. Someone else has commented it, but talk about Amarius Mims. I don't know if you have the stats, but I think he only gave up maybe one pressure to TJ Watt, where that was kind of a combo sack. You got any stats on him?
I don't have stats on him, but I'm sure once those next gen ones come out, we'll make sure we talk about it on the next show. But I mean, listen, I don't even think we need stats. Like you could see, TJ Watt was not even a factor in this game, guys. He had one tackle, one sack, I think. He wasn't
The
even
eyeball test was good. The eyeball test was good.
Yeah, he wasn't even a factor in this game. I can give you. I'm going to pull up his exact stats, but guys, I think having the stats would be nice to see exactly what the pressures allowed was. But TJ Watt tonight, guys. I mean, I'm scrolling all the way down the list. I was right. He had one tackle tonight and a half a sack. One tackle and a half a sack tonight. The O-line balling out. Jalen Rivers, he gets the holding call on him, but I'm going to tell you, if he doesn't hold Patrick Queen on that play, the play gets blown up anyways. So man, kudos to that offensive line. They played good. Ted Karras did get beat really bad on one play, but
yeah, and
besides that, the O-line played really good.
I just want to say something. I admit I'm overly negative about the Bengals front office, and I've been bashing Zac Taylor. I got to give the front office some credit because for them to trade back 40 spots in the draft on day 3 of the upcoming draft to get Joe Flacco, well, it is genius.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah, the Bengals don't do deals with the Browns, and for this front office to approach them and get it done, it has reset the season. I mean,
that's how we know they listen to the Pulse, Mom. That's how we know.
They're one of these burners in here. But they also said, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but they also said on the thing tonight, it's the only in-division QB trade since 1974.
Yeah. And it's just this team is still a work in progress. They are a work in progress, but we have some games that are very winnable. And every week these young players play, the more confidence they build, they're going to be a better player and we're going to be a better team. But this is like a signature win for these young guys.
Oh, huge.
It is. I mean, the Steelers are first in the division, they won 4 in a row, or was it 3 in a row, 4 in a row. And trust me, they're going to enjoy this. They're going to have 4 days off before the next practice. They're going to come in dialed up, dialed
Mom,
in, ready to play
guys,
the Jets.
this was a playoff game.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
let's call it what it is. Tonight
Yeah.
was a must-win or go home playoff game.
Yeah.
It was a
Well,
playoff game tonight.
and
When
to your point,
you say it was a signature win, you could not have said it more brilliantly. This was a playoff win for the Cincinnati Bengals, because if they don't win this football game, it might be lights out.
yeah, and to your point, you thought Zach would probably be fired, and there's probably a lot of people that would have been calling for it. I mean, we've called for it before. Two other questions I want to get to before we get out of here. We're at an hour, but we're going to go a little bit over. Almost 1,500 people in here. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you're following us on X and like and subscribe. Follow us on follow the Cincinnati Pod on X. We're giving away a really cool Bengals jacket. Zim's got a really cool Bengals jacket on there. So follow the Cincinnati Pod on X. That's where you see us live, and you see us over here on YouTube. Thoughts on Dalton Reisner play at left guard? A lot of people are saying he needs to stay at left guard. He needs to be our starting left guard, especially with the performance tonight. You guys agree with that?
Oh, yes. Mon, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, that's easy.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
It's brilliant. It was a great move. Sometimes you fall.
That's why Mom.
Sometimes you fall into success. Did we fall into success by Fairchild getting injured and Reisner having to play left guard?
I think Fairchild healthy is going to come back and play. I really do. I think Fairchild's going to be the starter. I think he is. I think the Bengals are all in to have. I think Fairchild will be the starter. I'm not anti-Reisner. I'm not anti-Reisner at all. But I still
Reisner up.
I think that they're going to stick with the two rookie guards.
I will disagree with that respectfully. I think Dalton. Listen, if we're talking about if he continues to play at this level, there's no way in hell he gets benched. There's no way.
So my Cincy comments about how loud the crowd was on the post game. We haven't got to see it yet because you know what? We're putting on our own post game, and we'll go replay that stuff. But they were chanting "F the Steelers." I'm here for it. The Steelers.
I'm going to watch it as soon as we get off.
Oh yeah. Steelers know who they are and they know what they've done to us. Before we get out of here, I want the last comment, and it's kind of perfect. Running out the clock, T. Higgins, to the chagrin of all fantasy owners out there, gets a runaway touchdown at the end of the game, and he slides down so that we can run the clock out. Talk about that heady play, guys.
Very smart, very intelligent.
Oh man,
the defense was playing; it was a must. And what he did was, I thought, great. It was great. You know,
as a coach, you look at a play like that, and that speaks so much volume, not just on how smart T. Higgins is, but his character, his leadership. And you're right, Eric. I'm surprised. I can't believe I didn't even talk about that yet. Great point by you, Eric. What a incredible, really, you could call it the play of the game. I mean, that is one of the most unselfish, and again, as many great plays as T. Higgins has made in his career, that play probably won us the football game. The whole play. I mean, the catch, like running the clock out, it just. I cannot speak enough, and that's why T. Higgins is one of my favorites. I mean, I think you have to look at him and Jamar, and you look at Flacco, and you're in awe of Flacco and what he's done. But for T and Jamar to rally around Flacco it speaks volumes because they're best friends with Joe Burrow. It speaks absolute volumes how much this team wants to win. I love it.
Let me read something real quick. This is the NFL Network game predictions. Zim just tweeted it. Daniel Jeremiah had the Steelers win in 27-21. Colleen Wolfe had the Steelers win in 24-7. Jones Drew had the Steelers win in 28-10. Eric Oldham had the Steelers win in 26-18. Adam Rank Adam Rank, who does all the predictions and he's a fantasy guy, had the Steelers winning 26-0.
Ooh.
26-0. Wow.
That's why we've said it millions of times, guys. Though that's why we do our shows, right? So we and our listeners don't have to watch those clowns talk about the Bengals, a team that they know nothing about. And that's so
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Before we get out of here, because I just saw one of Zim's retweets, we do have to talk about Orlando Brown Jr. because he played well tonight. We've given him a lot of criticism, so should we be giving him his flowers too? Because there wasn't really anything negative on his side, and Joe Flacco's blind side was protected.
I do think, and I want to ask you, Mon, how you feel about this. I'll give him his flowers, and I'm happy that he played well. But shouldn't that be the expectation? I mean, he's really he's the highest paid. He is the guy that we are looking for to anchor this offensive line. I'll give him his flowers because he played great tonight. But this should be the expectation for him every game. We're not talking about guys like Rivers and Mims, rookies and second-year guys. And we're not talking about a guy like Reisner who just was added to this team and still learning offense. We're talking about a guy who's supposed to be the anchor of this offensive line. He's supposed to play like this. Now, I'll still give him his flowers, but, Mom, what are your thoughts? I mean, he should be playing like this every week, right?
He should be. And, I've been reading up a lot about him. And, he's – I'll come out and say it. I don't think he's as good as some Bengal fans had him, out to be. He's a top 20 tackle, and he's getting paid a lot of money. Yeah. And he should be better. He's I think the first 6-7 games of 2024, he was playing at a very, very high level. Then he got hurt, and I don't think he's been the same since then. But they both played well tonight. I think Mims is really trending up. It's good to see the other tackle playing better, like we just said. The offensive line was good. I just want that trend to continue. It's got to. It's got to continue because the way we ran the ball tonight, if we can be that consistent and produce at that level every game, Joe Flacco, Joe Burrow, it doesn't matter. We're going to be hard to stop. And until this defense figures it out, our offense has to be special.
Yeah.
Maybe the offensive line is performing better because they know where Joe Flacco is going to be. I mean, to Joe Burrow's our dismay with Joe Burrow and with Jake Browning, they scramble a lot. When a play breaks down, they take off. Jake Browning not as well as Joe Burrow, but they don't hang in the pocket. Maybe they're getting better just because they know Joe Flacco is not going to be out there running away, and when he does, he's going to be stepping through those lanes. You guys think that could play something into it?
That's a valid point. That's a good point. He's a gristled veteran.
Yeah.
Has Flacco been in the league 18 or 16 years? I've been saying
18 years. 18 years.
18
he's
years.
been in the league.
He played with Willie Anderson.
Yeah, he's evolved as a quarterback. He's evolved. I remember when he first entered the league, he was running all the time. He had like a 50-yard run against the Bengals for a touchdown. So you know what? He knows he can't do that, and he's evolved as a quarterback. I just sent out that tweet about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is going to be a better player with Joe Flacco on the team. I really think he will be. Joe Flacco can mentor him. As great as Joe Burrow is, he can still be mentored. And who better than an 18-year vet that's won a Super Bowl?
And when Joe was sitting next to Jake Browning, I could see it in his face. He wanted to sit next to Flacco, not next to Browning.
Well, he was kind of like leaning over like that friend that's you just sit back. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm listening to what this guy has to say.
Yeah.
One of our listeners just wrote in here too, and I think this is a valid point. I'm sorry I didn't catch who it was, but somebody brought up Samaje Perine. And again, guys, when we talk about this front office, we give them so much of a hard time. Bring in Samaje Perine back. There it is right there. Great point. Misha, Samaje Perine tonight, 7 carries for 31 yards, but they were important carries. They really were. A couple first down runs. Listen, Samaje Perine, it's really nice to have him back in this fold, guys. he look so different when he plays for the Bengals? It's crazy, right? He goes to these other teams and he looks close. He doesn't look the same, and he comes to the Bengals and he looks lights out.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was reading a tweet from somebody on here. They are going after TJ Watt because he was erased tonight. He was erased. I know he got half a sack, but guys, I'm telling you right now, Mims is on his way, just like DJ Turner is. Mims is on his way to being a star. He really is.
All right,
I love Samaje Perine. I love Perine. I love him. I love him. I love him.
One last comment. We do have one super chat before we get out of here. Samaje was running great. What I saw to Chase Brown too towards the end of the game, Chase Brown was now running with decisiveness. I don't know what switch flipped, but he was running with decisiveness. Like when he got the ball, he was full speed because he knew his hole was going to open, and it was great. One last super chat here from Philippe saying, "Next week, my third trip from Brazil to vacation to watch the Bengals. Sounds like Philippe's coming for Jets and Bears.
Nice.
4-1 in 23 and 24. You know what? My family and I will be up there for the Jets game, so we hope to see you. If you see us, stop us and say "Who Dey," and we'll talk Bengals.
I got to tell you something, buddy.
I will be up for the Bears game.
And Jake will be there for the Bears.
Philippe, you are not allowed to go back to Brazil if they lose.
No, if they keep winning while you're there.
Only if they win.
No, if they're 4-1 while Philippe is at the games, then Philippe needs to stay in Cincinnati until we win a Super Bowl.
Okay, I like that even better.
We'll take all these super chats and we'll pay for a Airbnb or something if that's the case.
We'll get like 12
Paul
hours.
Brown will do it, or Mike Brown will do that.
Philippe, we appreciate it, bud.
Yeah, okay, guys. Well, we've got 1,476 in here. 1476. What a great number. Thanks for everyone for coming and hanging with us and finally getting to celebrate one of these wins.
I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave all of you.
I don't want to go.
I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
I have a game tomorrow. I have a game today. It's 12:44. I have a game today.
Yeah, you better get to sleep, Coach.
I have a game tonight, but I just want to say this. And sorry, Mom, but I cannot tell you how appreciative the three of us are of all of you. I know we say it all the time. Almost 1,500 people in here tonight, spending the night with us, talking Bengals and celebrating this win. You guys are incredible. You're the reason why we do this show. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for coming in here every week and talking with us. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for just being you. We love you guys. Who Dey to all of you. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Mom.
No, I just want you said it. I appreciate you guys. We all appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. Being a Bengal fan is just like life, ups and downs, good moments and bad moments, and we're sharing them together. And this is a good one. And thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and I appreciate these guys. Eric, Jake, I love you guys, and
I love you,
today, and love doing the show. So wrap us up. I got to go to bed.
We did the show long enough to get to a is it a Bud Light moment where it's I love you, man.
I love you, man.
I love you, Mon. We made it. We made it.
I love you, boys. All right, let's get out of here. Once again, guys, if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our podcast. Please, please, please. Make sure you check us out on all the awesome podcast platforms, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify. If you like us, give us that 5-star review. We'd very much appreciate that. Again, as always, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Make sure you follow Mon on Twitter at the Fire Mon. Follow me on Twitter at Coach Jake Owens 9. Follow Eric on Twitter at eFlash with 2 H's 88. Follow the Cincinnati Podcast Network on Twitter at Cincinnati Pod. Follow us on Twitter, please, 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 at the Bengals Pulse. On Instagram without the at, the Bengals Pulse. And now you can follow us on TikTok. We are moving up in the social media world. Follow us on TikTok at the Bengals Pulse. Thank you guys again so much. Enjoy your weekend, Bengal fans. Now we can just relax, right? We can relax until next week. as the Bengals take on the New York Jets in Cincinnati. We will be here next week to talk to all of you about it. There's Mon, Sam Hubbard, Pylon. He is Eric. Mon, I am Jake. This is the Bengals Pulse. Hoo day, Bengal fans. We're back, baby. We'll see you soon.